Hello, my dearest confidant. I was, sitting in meditation this morning thinking about the things that I wanted to release and invite into my life for the Lionsgate portal, and then thinking about what message I could bring to you guys. And while I was meditating, that's what it was. I didn't get any messages for you guys. But what came up for me just a few minutes ago, and I was like, there it is. The past few weeks and months, I've been going through like my labor pains and posting a lot of stuff and talking about a lot of stuff that was hurtful to me and that I'm healing from and that I could see that I'm growing from. And that's all part of the process. I'm not negating any part of that it was necessary, because it was. But I realized today that, people are always talking about how to level up, how to raise your vibration, and how to do all these things, right? And I've heard all of the things, once you pay attention to it, you can release it and all of those things, right? And so I've done all of that. And now it's like the universe is telling me that I had done, I did my cocooning. I did my, let's think about why I am the way that I am and the things that I do. And let's start to question those behaviors so that way I can eradicate them or at least minimize them, right? And today the universe said, yeah, you did all that. You did it all great. You did it all perfect, right? You did what you needed to do. But when you went back into, social media and doing the things, of course there was turmoil. There's always turmoil. The issue is not that you saw the turmoil, it's that you engaged with it. And that's what brought it back into your reality. And so for instance, the hard thing where, someone had made plans and then someone else changed them and it wasn't their event to change. This thing with the boxer just came up. And it really, that last thing, even though I was processing and it's like, okay, these are not my thoughts. These are that person's thoughts. This is what's going on with that. I was inviting it back into my life, and it started to cause drama again for me, because I only interacted with that person for a very, very short period of time. And what I found is that, there's always going to be religious persecution. There's always going to be religious prejudice and all of those things, right? I'm not going to get rid of that. But that doesn't mean that I have to respond to it. And that's where I really had my aha moment a few minutes ago, because it's fine that happened, that the stuff with, not fine, but it's going to happen, right? Like the stuff with the boxer, that those types of things are going to happen. And instead of me just immediately rebuking it and saying, no, that's not what I want to experience right now, I said, you know what, let me comment on that. Let me have something to say. And so then it brought on this other stuff. Now, granted, some really good things came up out of me because of that. And I was able to share that. And I won't stop sharing the things that I learn ever, because I think it's so important for us to learn from each other and know that the institutions aren't always the ones with the answers, right? Which is the whole reason why I started this video blog, personality, all of this stuff, right? But the issue for me was that I didn't just say, okay, this isn't true, and I know it's not true. I engaged with it. And so I subconsciously was going out and looking for those types of things. My really big PTSD issue, one of them was feeling ostracized by the religious community because I questioned things. And that immediately came back up for me when I posted on that guy's page, and it was funny because the conversation was not about that at all. And he made it about that. Not me, he did. But it was like, I chose that guy to interact with subconsciously, knowing his Christian viewpoint. I didn't realize it was that extreme. Don't get me wrong. I don't know him like that. But it triggered up in me the very things that I had issues with before. Right. And I chose to interact with that, and that's okay. I learned, right? And I know I'm not going to change anybody's mind that has their mind made up, but I've planted the seed that I know will come to fruition later. Like, I don't even have to think about that and worry about that anymore, because I know the universe has got me. God, creator, source has got me and understands. I understand that God is love. I understand that God is unbiased and not judgmental and all of these things, right? And so I planted the seed within that human being that will eventually learn that God actually is limitless and boundless and loving. I don't have to teach that person that. And so anyways, longest story short is that I realized the error. Like, aha, there it is. Now, should I stand up for myself and for others that are, in that place? Yeah, absolutely, if I see it. But I don't have to continue to engage with it. And so there's the learning opportunity. So it's probably sounding redundant, but until you actually go through it, you don't know, right? And so guaranteed somebody in my life, and I can actually think of a name of somebody that said, you don't know until you know, you got to go through it. You got to experience it. But I'm going to tell you anyways, because I'm going to plant this seed. And so, yeah, I'm a gardener, so I'm going to continue to plant seeds. But I'm not going to engage because it's not my place to continue to, nurture after that. It's somebody else's turn. Especially, it's one thing to say it, and then it's another thing that once they say, I'm not good with that, to keep going, right? And I didn't engage with that guy. I went for a deeper audience. And so there was part of the lesson as well, right? I can take those little nuggets of things and turn it into fertilizer for those of you that are wanting to learn and grow. So I took a nugget of fertilizer, bullshit, and I turned it into fertilizer for you guys. And meanwhile, I planted a seed for him. So anyways, I love you, my dearest confidant. Until next time.